Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another riveting review. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about Peacemaker Season 2. Now, to put a little preface on this, I genuinely liked the first season of Peacemaker. When I first heard about that this character was going to get his own show, I was like, that's kind of an odd choice. I did enjoy the character in The Suicide Squad. I quite like that movie as much as a lot of other people have. Him getting a spinoff was like, okay, sure, right? And then when he got a show, it was like, you know what? I kind of like it. This worked out pretty well for me there. I thought it did real well. Was there some, some stumbling around there, little trips and falls with some of the stuff? Because, gun humor can be hit or miss, even on his greatest, works, it happens, but, I still thought Peacemaker Season 1 was pretty good. I was happy with it. Now that Gunn is essentially the boss of DC, and after he did Superman, and now the question was, okay, where does Peacemaker fit in all this? Because suddenly it's like, oh, well, you got to address it. And then they address it in a quick way where they retcon stuff in Peacemaker. And as a lot of people have tried to say, Gunn has stated that Peacemaker is kind of instrumental to know what is going to happen in the DCU running forward. I don't know how much stock I can really put into that, but that's what he said, and so that's kind of made a lot of people go into this. Now, I'll say this, that I'm probably one of the few people, at least in the circles I travel in, that is willing to give Gunn the opportunity to showcase what he can do, while a lot of others have just felt that, yeah, he didn't do it, and he did not do it for him, and therefore they're not going to give the guy a shot. Me, I don't know, maybe I'm a little more optimistic because there's some of these characters I give a shit about. Now with this, it's like, alright, what do you do, how does Peacemaker fit in with the new DC EU, universe? What are we going to work with here? What are the ramifications from the prior season that we might have to deal with, what troubles we can go for. And, we're even having a little bit of fun with the dimensional, closet that Peacemaker got from his dad, and having sort of a smidgen of a dabble with the parallel universes and multiverse stuff, kinda. However, it's strange to really say it. It's at first, this first couple of episodes, they're pretty alright. They start off strong. You're dealing with Peacemaker just wanting to be seen as a hero. He's helped save the world from the butterflies in the last season. He tried to get into the Justice Gang, but they said nah. He's dealing with some troubles with Amelia Harcourt, and a lot of the other characters. They're trying to get on with their lives with the ramifications of what happened. Harcourt is dealing with the fact that she's been, blacklisted from every government agency due to Amanda Waller getting all of her government secrets leaked by her daughter. Therefore, she takes it out on other people. Ads, like Amanda Waller's daughter, she's trying to, find her own place in the, and do something good with everything. They have some stories, and even Economos is, trying to make do with the fact that, hey, I'm still working at Argus, trying to do my thing. And then we throw in some curveballs with, Rick Flag's father, played by Frank Grillo, reprising his role for the third time in this universe. He's got a vendetta on Peacemaker, obviously, because he killed his son, so, yeah, you got something there. But he's also trying to, do his usual shtick for the government, and that's kind of a thing. And then we introduce this whole dimension, that seems to be this perfect world for Peacemaker, who loves it because everything in his life is falling apart so much that he's like, okay, I'll take this new universe, you know? And you think, okay, that's interesting, let's have fun with it. But then, once, like, they kick off the reveal, like, the big reveal of what happens, like, what's the catch with this universe? Because it's like, well, it seems too good to be true. Like, in this universe, Peacemaker is hailed as a hero, his father is alive and not a piece of shit, his brother is alive and grown up, you know, and it's like, Hardcore and him are, like, in a good relationship, and it's like, oh, well, what's the catch, you know, because you're expecting it. But once they do the catch, wherein it's revealed that it's Earth X, for those that are not aware, it is an Earth in DC where the Nazis win World War II, you know, and that's like, once the twist is, like, revealed, they don't do much with it. It's like a lot of, you're told there are things happening and stuff, but you don't really see it, and a lot of it just seems to be played off for more jokes and soapboxing. That's kind of what it is, which is very disappointing because CW did a far better version of Earth X by when they did their crossover, and like by showing, hey, these like Nazi versions of these heroes are terrible people, you know, like you're seeing the camps, you're seeing like the destruction of this world and all this, while this one's more like played off for not so great jokes and like soapboxing, you know. And then by the time like you could get anywhere with it, they're done with that whole story, and it's like so quick, you know. The show starts off pretty alright, but then right on the last 3 episodes, like really the last 3 episodes, right when they start to reveal the twist that this great Earth is Earth X, and it's like, oh, then it just kind of fiddle-faddles, it stumbles, and the season just kind of ends, like, once they, like, get out of the Earth X area, and, like, we're at the second act low point with Rick Flag's father getting a hold of the interdimensional closet thing, and they're using it, and all this stuff, and it's like, okay, well, this is when Peacemaker is going to get motivated by his friends to suit up, and they'll take on Argus and take the multiverse closet thing so that way it can't be exploited and used in heinous ways. But that don't happen. It don't happen. Like, we don't even get, like, a conclusion, really. We don't even get, like, a fight, unlike in the first season where things were building up. Like, okay, like, Peacemaker needs to get, like, his groove back in, and then when everything gets ready, he suits up with his friends, and they go in and they fight the butterflies, and it's like a pretty good scene, you know? Like, you expect that in a lot of superhero stuff, where it's like, hey, I expect a lot of action to happen at the finale of your show, but we don't get that. We don't get any action. We don't get any, like, big heist moment. We don't get no conflict. It just sort of ends, and it doesn't even make sense for why the finale is the longest episode in the entire season, when nothing really, like, not anything action-packed happens in it, really. Like, you get some snippets of, like, at the very beginning with the multiverse stuff, but nothing happens. And then it just kind of ends, and it's like, okay, we're setting up some stuff for the future. Alright, makes sense. And then we hit you with a quick, like, jump cut of shit happening, and it's like, well, like, you feel like you didn't get a conclusion to the story. It's like, well, it's like, where's the final boss? Where's the final, like, action scene? Like, even if you were to do a scene where they go in, but they fail, and they're forced to have to retreat, you know, it would at least make sense, but you don't even get the conflict. That's like if you're playing a video game, and you're about to get on the final level, and you're like, okay, I'm prepared, I'm gonna fight the boss, you know, here you go, and the game just ends, and it tells you, no, you're not getting that. You don't get the boss fight. You gotta wait till however long the sequel or the DLC comes in for that. And you're just like, wait, what? That's it? I don't even get a boss fight? I don't even get that? And so it just sort of... It just takes away the flow a bit. Like, and I don't know, maybe it's just because Gunn isn't someone I would maybe say is ideal for a TV show format. I think it's maybe a little bit out of his wheelhouse. I think he's maybe a little bit more better when it comes to movies. You know, maybe that's it. I don't know, but it just feels a little weird. It just feels like it falls right off a bit once you get to those last 3 episodes, you know? And it kind of sucks because the show is pretty okay up until that point, you know? But yes, like, gun humor, depending on how you view it, it could be hit or miss on the best of days. Certain characters, you know, could be great and could be not. It really depends. Like I said, gun humor. But I can at least see that a lot of the actors more or less pull their weight into it. I mean, John Cena does really well, even in the, like, last 3 episodes, which are pretty, like, lackluster at the end of the day. He still pulls off some pretty good performances, and I have to give him props for that. You know, Frank Grillo is always a good actor. I think you're always going to get what you pay for with him. You know, I don't know. It's just one of those things, and it does suck a little bit, because I genuinely like Peacemaker. I like the character. I like some of the stuff that we've done, but it's just like, I just feel a little cheated, kind of, that we just didn't get a conflict. We didn't get the final battle, you know? So, would I recommend it? I don't know. I mean, if you are like me and you genuinely give Gunn a shot, even if not everything he does is a 10 out of 10, then maybe, but I don't know. It's more like, I still like the show, but it's definitely not 10 out of 10 for me. Like, it's not in that kind of ranking. Like, there are parts I like about it. I still like a lot of the characters, but I do feel like the story just kind of cuts off right when I think you should end it off with a bang, but it just ends, you know? With that being said, I don't know, if you want to binge it, you go ahead and binge it. Otherwise, you could skip it if you want, you know? It is what it is, you know? But that being said, what are your thoughts on Peacemaker as a whole? Leave it down in the comment section below. I do like to read comments. I do want to read comments. Also, if there's anything else in the superhero realm that you want me to talk about, please leave them down in the comment section below. And with that, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.